important or an interesting question or thought for you, because I've had, some other people on my podcast who've been powerlifters. Like I've had Zach Myers, who actually has the world, you know him?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he has the world record in the 275 raw total right now, I believe it is. Squat, bench, deadlift combined raw. And some people, it's like they know, like in the beginning, they're like, I just had like a natural like propensity for this, or I was just like naturally strong out the gate. Like he told me, he's like, the first time I went to the gym, I deadlifted 400 pounds. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
that
like,
was not me. I was,
that was not you.
no, sir. Not that lucky. I burned every single pound on my total.
So when you started out, like how was like the progression in the beginning, and when was it that you realized like, hey, I think I can actually be like competitive at this?
Slowly. I've been doing this for almost 9 years, and I'm right now currently like middle to top of the pack, and I am just like, so basically I started off for a comparison. So like my first bench, I think when I benched, I was probably benching like, I want to say like 85 pounds, like 4 like reps. And so, which is like, okay.
When you started?
Yeah, when I started. But
I was gonna say, for a lot.
This is with the roller derby and the punk stuff with the fighting. I used to like scrap for fun. So I was already pretty like headstrong, but yeah. So
I was gonna say, it is like, I train a lot of women, and like, that's not like a bad starting point.
Right.
Yeah.
My raw bench now is like, I think 245-ish, 240. So I've come a long way. And it's taken me a long time, but I've learned a lot along the way. And so I guess, yeah. So I started out like pretty weak, and my form sucked. And like I said, I didn't do any sports beforehand. So I don't have any like cool gymnastics background where my flexibility is already good and stuff. So I just kind of would do what I could. And the guys at the gym there at the Anvil used to help me out when they could. And then eventually I got myself a coach. And then I actually made it a point to go out to the gym that she trained at. And I went and I sought out people who were better than me to teach me things, especially females, because like as a female, I think it's super important to like have women that are your size, but better than you, show you how to do things, as opposed to having like a 320-pound man try to teach a 140-pound woman how to lift or deadlift with their, their with their body types and stuff. So I've come a long way, I think, as far as form, but like I also said, the gear is a lot of technique. So that with the learning curve takes time. So
when did you decide to get into geared lifting outside of raw lift? Like you competed in raw first, right?
Yeah, I did 1 raw meet, and then I did 1 single ply meet, and then I went back to raw and then single ply. And it was because of those dudes at the gym at the Anvil. All of those guys were geared lifters. So I was able to learn from them and watch them. And then they happened to have like gear that would fit me around. So I was able to like try it on and see if I liked it and stuff like that. So if anybody is interested in trying out some gear, I would highly recommend just like reaching out to a geared lifter and seeing if like, especially if they're around their size, and seeing if they have any old stuff that they can try or whatever, instead of going out and buying something new. But definitely, because of the learning curve, like find people who do it and have the help you need, because it's so important to have the spotters and the people there in geared lift. Like the culture behind the geared lifting is a little bit different than in raw. In raw, you can go into the gym and put your headphones in and do your own thing a lot of the times and get away with it. But with the gear, you need somebody to hand out your benches. You need somebody to set your straps and wrap your knees.
Let's go